can a robot hang out of your mirror?
Man, fuck you. I'll see you at the community meetup.
Oh, don't hate me because I'm a visitor rank. Maybe if you got a better custom avatar, you get more E-traps on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe that E-girl you friended will reply to your Discord if she stopped fucking with the 5 or 6 other guys she ERPing with. Purple.
What?
vrchat. A place where that sort of shit will happen. Or kind of this sort of stuff would happen.
Now, I'm getting the word nonce.
Now, there's a problem been going around in vrchat occurring with a group called Hostel and some streamers. So, this situation that happened, Hostel didn't like what streamers were doing. They were just producing the same content over and over, and they were using people around them for content. Now, I was only told one side of the situation by a streamer. So, of course, me being me, I put my opinion in, not knowing the full situation. That kicked off a bit, and, some of the comments that I read on that video, which were, very salty indeed. But it did get me in contact with 2 of the members that were in this hostel group. Now, I was able to get to sit down with both of the members and get an interview of them on their side of the situation. So, in this video, you're going to be basically seeing Kazuto, the guy that I called out, his side of the interview, another member's side of the interview, and a person that is friends with streamers and doesn't stream themselves, their side of the situation. So I remember your video that you made, slut shaming in vrchat, that the points that you were making in that video. vrchat is a 13 plus rated game. It is, yes. The points that I agree with you on were the somewhat sexualized models. When you were... So the worlds that you were dropping, the Void Club and FTB Heaven, those are mature worlds, yes?
Those are worlds that are notorious for, being overly sexual and having overly sexual content being done in it.
Yeah, so you were telling the people that were using over sexualized models in public lobbies like the Great Pug, the Black Cat, that's where new members and would go to.
Right. If these people refuse to change, then they can just go be degenerates with everyone else who wants to look like that, the Void Club. First I offer, an alternative, like, hey, it's the kids game, shouldn't look like that. And I say you should get out of that model, wear wholesome models. And if they don't want to, then that's, whatever. I just direct them to where they belong, Void Club, FBT Heaven, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so there are some models. So you know how there is the emoted gesture. So you would have a fully clothed model that looks decent, and then it could be lewd. What is your opinion on those? If you use them in public lobbies such as the Great Pug or the Black Cat.
Don't do the lewd emotes, and you're fine, I guess.
Okay, so
maybe
it's
for
models
example,
that you have.
You like.
Yeah, go on.
Right, say you like this model a lot, right? This one, but there was lewd emotes on it. You'd still wear it. You just wouldn't do the emotes in public. That is, anyways, right?
Yeah.
Because it looks good. You like it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's the models that look overly sexualized, like with bits of clothing that only hiding bits of body parts, that shouldn't be used in lobbies.
It's very obvious when a model is being sexualized because, like, you can tell it's like whether they're naked or not is completely irrelevant because the intention of the model is exactly the same. It literally it's meant to be overly sexual and sexualized.
Yeah.
So it's easy to tell if someone's in a lewd model or not.
Okay. There was also a point. Your use of the N-word. So I remember I was in a VC with you on Discord, and you said you only use the N-word to get a reaction out of the streamers. You don't use the N-word as in within a racial intent.
So, I mean, it's not just to get a reaction out of them. So, like when it's a common misconception with people. They think I'm racist, and I'm not. I've never been prejudiced towards a black person. I'm not racist. I never have been. Never will be. But I use the N-word in the context of Twitch terms of service, right? Because obviously the N-word is not allowed on stream. Yeah. And you can't get banned direct. if someone else says it, but if you allow it, then you can get banned, right? So
Yeah.
I just mildly inconvenience them, right? They're forced to react to it, you know. They're forced to either block me, change lobbies, you know, turn the stream off, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Again, you know, I'm not racist. I've never been prejudiced towards a black person.
Okay. So one of the points that I also did miss out on, and I had accused you for, and I'm sorry that I accused you for it, was one of your friends had called a person that was using a young girl model, and he had called them a paedophile, and you said you implied it, but you never called them a paedophile yourself. What is your point of view on that situation?
Yes, I don't automatically assume these people are pedophiles, or I don't automatically call them out for being pedophiles. Like, I just kind of imply the idea because they're grown men using child models. I get, you know, if you have a daughter, right, you'd be like, you know, my daughter's cute, or you know, it's not normal to call children cute, you know. But you know, you think they're so cute that you go out of your way to look like them in a social game, right? I mean, that dude said it was his OC, so he went out of his way to make his OC a small girl, a little girl, a small child, and that's obviously that's concerning, you know.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, if you are, because the guy said he was 18, so I get where you're coming from with this situation. If you are a mature man, so say you're like in your 20s or in your 30s, and you, like, you know, identify yourself as a young anime girl on VRChat that looks quite underage, that would raise like a lot of red flags. I get where you are coming from with this situation. And
of course, dude, and like I said, like it's not uncommon to, you know, like kids, you know, kids are cute, whatever, but you shouldn't like want to, you know, you don't think they're that cute, like so cute that you go out of your way to look like them and represent yourself as a child. Okay. That's weird, you know.
Yeah.
Now again, I don't directly call these people pedophiles. I just imply the idea. I'm like, hey, what are you, some kind of pedophile? Why do you want to look like a little girl?
Yeah.
Right? I don't directly call them a pedophile.
Yeah, but without actual evidence to confirm they are a pedophile.
Of course, that'd be foolish. Yeah.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from on this situation. So my point of view on that was, I didn't say it in the video and I forgot to say it, was a model does not define who you are. And I think you can kind of agree with me on that. So a new member to VRChat could look at Wolf by Avatar and think, this looks alright, I'll, you know, give it a go. I'll see what it's like in different lobbies.
Well,
and then decide
to an extent.
Yeah.
Hang on, what did you say? The model doesn't represent who you are?
No, the model doesn't define who you are. So I could
define you.
So okay. With some streamers, they say, like, you know, I'm trying to think of this in the words. So some people would say this model defines who I am. This is who I am. So some males would use a female model to identify their sexuality and who they are inside.
Right.
That's the point what I'm trying to get across.
Okay, so you're saying it only applies when, like, they're trying to identify as, like, different genders?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I can agree with you to a certain extent, yeah, because like take games like Tomb Raider, for example. You know, you don't, like, that's a game where you don't have a choice.
You play as a female protagonist,
the person you choose to play as, right? You play exactly, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know. So like, say like a game like this, you know, like we have the option to choose what we look like. Therefore, it kind of does define us and represent us in a way. We go out of our way to choose the models that we wear. Maybe, you know, because it looks like you in a way, or you like certain clothing bits of it, whatever, you know. So like to an extent, it is true. Like, models do define us in a certain way because we go out of our way to choose them. We don't just get on VRChat and we're forced to play as a certain model.
Yeah.
You know, we actually have to go out of our way to find a model to wear. You know, and these grown men wearing child models, that's a little concerning.
I do agree with you on that end, where you will have some mature men, as I said, and they will use a small young female model, and they say they identify themselves in that way, can raise some questions.
Of course, it's a social game, yes?
Yeah.
We express our social behavior by the models we choose to wear.
Yeah.
you know. So it does, in a way, define and represent who we are. In one way or another, it does. You know, obviously I don't look like this in real life,
Yeah.
but you know, it kind of fits the character that I play. You know.
Hmm. Is there any other points that you would like to bring up and discuss about?
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't understand like the whole streamers contribute nothing. You know.
Yeah,
But like
that's a
when
big topic to
when
talk
I
about.
say that, yes, when I say that these streamers contribute nothing, I'm saying that in like an economical standpoint. You know, like they literally like essential wise, right? They contribute nothing, right? Like if a streamer, say someone like Lolathon, was to like get murdered tomorrow or something, you know, a few people might get sad, boo hoo, but that society's not going to change, right?
Yeah.
Like literally nothing is going to change. Like the world will still function as it's supposed to. Yes, they provide nothing essential, you know, so
Right, so
they're worthless all in all.
yeah, so they provide like entertainment wise for the economy. So like, people can watch them, have a laugh, cheer up their day if they've had a bad day. They contribute a little bit into society, but nothing major like what a doctor would do, a veterinarian,
Nothing
stuff like that.
essential.
Yeah.
Right, nothing essential is what I'm trying to get at. You know, sure, I guess I can understand the whole entertainment aspect of it, but entertainment is subjective. However, we can use things like numbers, right? If we look at it from a statistical standpoint, say 90% of people wanted to watch movie A, and 10% of people chose to watch movie B based off of the trailer. I'm sure we can safely assume that the people who chose to watch movie B have a poor taste in entertainment, even though entertainment is subjective.
Yeah.
You know,
I can agree with you on that.
like if we just generalize it, right? And some of the biggest vrchat streamers are fucking mute. They are literal mutes, and they don't interact with the chat. They can't even talk to the chat. So you just have to wonder, like, what the like, why are these people even watching this person? It literally makes no sense. You know, it's not entertaining. Like, there's no entertainment value. You get nothing in return, and then they just throw money at them. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so
VRChat streamers are not entertaining. They're boring.
Would you agree with me on the sense? So there are some VRChat streamers who only rinse and repeat their cycle. So they'll go to lobbies, they'll scare someone, or they'll make them laugh. That's how they provide their content, and they will rinse and repeat it.
That's what Lolathon does, I guess.
Yeah, but there are
he just milks reactions out of people, you know.
Yeah, that doesn't provide a lot of effort scaring someone. But
of course it doesn't. You just go on Unity, do a little just keyframe some shit for 10, 20, 30 minutes, and then you're back in the game. And you're just using people for content again. You know, it's just a cycle.
Right, but would you agree with me on the statement? So where there's my partner, for example, he streams VRChat, but what he does is he dances. So he's got a bit of music playing in the background, and no matter what he looks like when he's dancing, he'll still provide, a bit of effort to what he is showing. Would you agree streamers like that who put in effort like dancing or showing a bit of sign language, for example, put in the effort to teach people like this?
As long as it's private, if you're gonna some asshole's gonna come up in a public lobby when I'm trying to talk to somebody or have a conversation, and he just starts dancing, and I'm in the background of a stream or something, that's I didn't ask to be in that stream. I don't want to be in your shitty stream, dude. But as long as stuff like that is done in private, then I do not care. Okay.
Okay.
I can get how dancing can entertaining, because maybe you're not good at dancing and you want to watch someone who's better than you.
Yeah, you want to learn from them.
Exactly. They offer something, but a majority of VRChat streamers do not.
Yeah.
It's just they have their camera out and they're just shoving their content or a camera wherever they see content.
Yeah, because I do see where you're coming from on that statement. I have seen a lot of VRChat streamers just rinse and repeat the same content. That's why I had stopped streaming the game, because when I had started streaming VRChat, I was 16 at the time. So what I would normally do is I wouldn't stream it all the time. I would stream only Friday nights. That's where I would drink with a few of my friends. So I would make myself look like a drunken idiot time to time to provide content for people to laugh at me. Would you agree where people, when they get drunk and stuff like that and make themselves look like a foolish idiot, provide a little bit of their own effort and content?
No, this is a. I mean, I don't support drinking at all. Like, to
Not
be
drinking as
honest,
in
but
like
like,
to numb the pain mentally or physically, just like drinking in a
well, I
social
mean, obviously, but
aspect.
I'm just generalizing the whole alcohol thing. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't agree with it at all. But I like if you have to drink to be entertaining, that's. I mean, again, that's kind of sad. But entertainment is subjective, so maybe people find drunk people funny. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a tough question. Guess it depends, really.
Is there any more topics you would like to talk about?
No, I mean that's really all, I guess.
Right. Thank you for your time and actually let me interview you.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
If I've got any more questions, I will gladly send you over a message on Discord, and I would gladly like to talk about any situation like this.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
All right. Thank you for your time.
no problem.
So, regarding the situation, how does it make you feel seeing that your streaming friends are getting attacked and constantly crashed?
Well, it's kind of sad to say the least because it's like it kind of wears them down. Like I've seen for some of my friends, it can wear them down in the but at the same time, it's like it also kind of affects me just as a person who joins in these guys because we kind of get catched in a crossfire. But thing is, it's just like it doesn't really provoke me that much just because I crash like so much as usual on vrchat. But like I just see like how it can affect some of the streamers because some have it hard not to look past that point because they get fed up with it.
Yeah. Another question is sorry about that. Do you think a model defines who you are in VRChat?
Oh, you mean like if a model defines me as a person or something?
So, one of the points that was made and it got implied in my last video, a streamer had got called a paedophile for using a young female model. Do you think that is acceptable to say to someone without valid evidence?
No, not really, because like you have many also female streamers like where I see like more people are more accepting of them like going around in small avatars. And it's just like just because you go around in a avatar doesn't define you as a pedophile. Like you could say like it's kind of like an avatar is kind of for me it's kind of maybe could be a persona for people that they put on or like how they want to maybe portray themselves in this game, but you can't outright really call them a pedophile for just having a small avatar. It would be more like if actually, like they hit on younger people here in vrchat.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it.
With also regarding with the model situation, VRChat's a 13 plus rated game. Would you agree with the statement that popular worlds such as the Great Pug and the Black Cat, for example, are bad places to use somewhat sexualized models?
I would actually kind of that's a valid point, to be honest, kind of, because like Black Cat and the Great Pug is a very often visited world, especially when it's a public. For me, it's like if you go into a public, then you have to be maybe more careful with what you're doing. But if you see it as like you have it on Friends Plus or Invite, then I feel like you can maybe be more allowed to go around those if your friends actually know that you go around those. But I would say like the climate in vrchat is where you really have to be careful because it's a social platform, like any like social media. So it's like the way you portray yourself here is maybe also like how you portray yourself on other social media, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So a valid point where I was discussing with the person that is being regarded to in the situation, he says streamers contribute nothing major into society. Would you agree with that statement, or would you disagree with that statement?
Well, it's an in-betweener because I can see how some people would say they don't contribute anything because what they are essentially doing, is sit and record, themselves. But the thing is, streaming and I think something like YouTube is kind of like in the entertainment branch. Like you have movies and all that stuff. That's some of those are made for pure entertainment. Like action movies.
Yeah.
And there you could say like, do these actors then not contribute anything to society at all, just because they are also being recorded to do scripts and scenes for a movie which isn't something that has happened or is real, maybe.
Yeah. Is there any points you would like to bring up regarding the situation?
Not really. Well, the thing is just like, what I would hope more for, maybe, is just like, instead of just pure attacking each other as the climate has been lately, is something like, you should maybe, I would prefer to maybe sit down and have like a conversation, not where one is gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna win over this person. It's mostly when I argue with people is that I try to go to a mutual respect kind of level with them, where it's just like, all right, you have your opinions, I have mine, and I fully respect those, even though I maybe do not agree with them. But it's not like I'm gonna fully fledged attack you for it. And that's kind of how I also see this situation, because like when you see some streamers get crashed, it's because of their opinion being like, oh, you're not contributing anything. It's just like, yeah, that can be your opinion, but I don't think you should outright crash a person. Like, it's alright to have that opinion, but you shouldn't attack people for who are against you in any ways.
There was also a point that I brought up in my last interview. So, regarding the use of the N word, their reason was they don't use the N word in a racial term. They only use it against streamers in the TOS section. So they say it to get a reaction out of these streamers. Would you? Would you? What is basically your thoughts on it?
For me, it's just like the N word is very overused. Like, I feel like in terms of it being online, people are gonna go out and say it and just feel like, oh, it's just for fun. But the thing is just like, some people do take offense to it. And for them to attack streamers with the N word is just like, why even bother? Because it's just like, instead of attacking them to get a reaction out of them, you could just have a normal conversation with them. Like, as I said before, like, there's no reason for you to just like go up immediately and just yell out the N word instead of just being like, um, you know, just maybe have a talk with them instead, like one day. But I do see how people will abuse it for the TOS system.
Yeah. Would you also agree with the cycle? So, the main reason why they are targeting streamers is because their thoughts on it. They said streamers don't put in enough effort into their streams. My counter argument to that was there are some streamers who do dancing, for example. They stream it, and no matter if they mess up the dance or how stupid they look, they still put in the entertainment for people to look and inspire them to try and dance, for example. Would you agree there
Mm.
is like a handful of streamers that will sit in a lobby and just use people around them for content, or rinse and repeat their cycle where they make someone laugh and they go to the next lobby, or they scare someone and then they go to the next lobby?
Yeah. Like that's kind of like, as many of the others also said, from the other side of,
Yeah,
is that, it's very subjective, many of the things, because many of us like different kind of entertainments. Some people like maybe bonkers editing in certain videos, maybe in like on other platforms like YouTube. And some people just enjoy a nice podcast where people are talking together. And thing is, yeah, you're maybe gonna run into people who use their friends for content, but I don't really want to view it in a way like they are just using them as pure content, because I think like that's just the people they are. Maybe they are not really the talkative kind of people, so therefore they find another way maybe to could say entertain their friends and all that stuff.
yeah,
And that's yeah, and that's like kind of it. Just like it's very subjective. But to say like someone is outright abusing others for content, isn't kind of like for me that correct, because like there's a reason why we are all here on VRChat, and that's lies in the name, to chat with different people and meet new people we otherwise wouldn't meet in our daily lives. So it's just like for them to, when I join on, it's not that I outright expect it and I'm just going like, oh, I'm going to be on this person's stream. It's just like, yeah, I will expect maybe to be there, but that's like one of the things I have to kind of take notice of when I join in on these people.
yeah. Right. Thank you for your time and actually let me interview you about the situation.
Yeah, all good, man.
Right. So the first question is the model situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe a model defines who you are?
Yes, because you choose to wear it. You're the person that went to it. You said, "I like this. This defines me," and you decided to wear it. No one forced you to wear that model.
Do you believe there is a problem with the model situation occurring in VR chat?
Of course.
Would you agree or disagree that streamers contribute nothing into today's society?
Yeah. All they do is sit around, talk to their friends, and beg for money. That's not someone contributing.
Would you agree streamers contribute a small percentage into the entertainment side of society?
Some streamers. I wouldn't say VRChat streamers in general do that, because most VRChat streamers I've seen sit in front of a mirror and do nothing. So some, not all of them contribute.
Would you say people who go to the Black Cat or the Pug, for example, and they use sexualized models, do you believe they should go to the Boy Club and, adult worlds, or do you think they should?
Yes, because those the Black Cat, I agree. The Black Cat is meant for people that are new to VRChat, people that like are not as veteranized to it, as you could say.
Yeah.
They're there for people to just like try out the game and hang out with people for the first time. And like, for instance, children, they go there and it's like they don't want to see like a half naked chick just sitting there in front of a mirror. Like, this is a children play this game, at least be decent in those public worlds. Go to the fucking like go to the Void Club, which is what it is for. Go there and do your weird ERP stuff there, not in a child's place.
How do you feel this situation has, occurred over time?
What? Repeat.
How do you feel like, how the situation has gone over time?
I feel it's gotten worse because because of the coronavirus, a lot more people have been going to streaming or starting to stream, and like we saw a VRChat streamer that had fucking pay my bills. You aren't working for it, you're just talking to people. You shouldn't you should actually get a job, apply for one, or live off the check that you get. You shouldn't have to have other people's money pay your bills. So it's gotten worse, I would say. Or do you say our situation? I'm not sure which situation you really meant there.
The situation that occurs between this hostile group and the streamers.
Yeah, because more and more people are coming to streaming VRChat and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just turned into, and it's really the older people that play VRChat starting to stream as well, because they know the game better than most new players do. And there's also a lot more new players, and they just don't know what they're doing, and they beg for money in these, and it's like we feel like we just I honestly I feel myself that we need to just stop them and tell them that they actually need to put effort into their thing. So I feel it has gotten worse. Yeah.
What is your opinion on people who stream VR chat but they just relax with friends and they drink, or if they dance? What's your opinions on those types of people?
People who drink.
People
I
who
don't like
drink
people who drink. I don't like that because it's like no one needs to see your weird stuff that you do. You can drink in your public world, the Void Club, whatever. Don't do it in the child's area of VR chat. Do it in the Void Club, drink, have fun with your friends, but you shouldn't try and monetize it. VR chat should not be monetized for you. And people who dance, I mean, I don't really have a problem with them, but I do have a problem with their over sexualization of what they do. It's like you can dance and all, but like you're being a degenerate. Stop it.
Is there any points you would like to make during this interview?
What do you mean by points?
So,
Just
points that
elaborate.
you want to get across to the streamers.
Put effort into what you do. Just sitting around doing nothing, looking in front of a mirror, is not effort. Having your friends be funny is not effort. Be funny. Do something. There's a games category for a reason. Make it at least somewhat interesting, or play a different game. Okay,
All right, thank you for your time.
no problem.
So, there was all three interviews. Castato, the main person that I called out. Smugface, a person who hangs around with streamers and does not stream themselves, and does to another member within the hostel group. I was sadly not able to get an interview with a streamer because, let's face it, not a lot of streamers would do an interview for a sort of situation like this, or they were just too busy. So, yeah, my opinion on this whole entire situation is, content creators kind of change your ideas up a bit. VR chat is not a hard game to stream. Like, a 15-year-old kid could sit down, get Streamlabs on his computer, boot up VR chat, stream it, and just do whatever the fuck he wants. But in regards to that sort of situation, just change the content up a bit. Otherwise, this whole entire situation is not going to get better. It's just going to get worse. So that's the point I'm trying to get across. And that's, I do agree with them. Some streamers always do the same thing. There's always some streamers that, try to put effort into stuff. But yeah, with regards to my opinion, I really don't care about that much of this situation anymore. Like, if people are just going to keep kicking off over little things that could be sorted out if people sit down and talk about it like adults, then there's no point of arguing it. It's just pretty petty, if you ask me. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. So I hope you lot enjoyed, and I want to hear your opinions down in the comments, because that's actually, people can have their own opinion about the situation, and if it just kicks off, then well, I tried at least.